Okay, so in this picture, I look crazy and Jack looks completely normal. So try not to let that distract you. So for people who aren't familiar with Jack Danger is a pinball expert. He is also a social media content creator, streamer, influencer, and genuine pinball celebrity. He's also designed a few games you may have heard of. He was the lead designer on Jurassic Park Home Edition. He was also the lead designer on Foo Fighters and also on the Uncanny X-Men, and many more to come. So what's the connection between DT and Jack Danger? So what some of you may not know is Jack Danger is also known as Dead Flip, and he was the guy who made the how to make your own pinball machine in visual pinball crash course video on YouTube that got me into designing pinball tables. And as some of my older viewers and subscribers will remember from my text-to-speech days, that was the genesis of Sands of the Aton.
And so, I became a creator. I started with this blank table and Dead Flips, how to make your own pinball machine in visual pinball, crash course, YouTube video, a 2003 version of Microsoft Picture It, Google Images, and a lot of painstaking and painful trial and error and imagination, and ended up with this. Sands of the Aton. The concept was to make a 1989 to 1991 style original pinball table and game that was not so visually unappealing that no one would want to try it.
So basically, using Jack's video and some other online tips, I was able to get the Sands of the Aton to this state. And this was the state of the table when I approached JP Salas and showed it to him. And he loved it and said, sure, I'll code your table, but you got to show me how it works. So immediately JP took the table away and started graphically enhancing it and adding code, and I typed up this bazillion page manifesto explaining all the scoring, skill shots, jackpots, loops, combos, mystery award percentages in the Cobra Vault, anti-gravity weapon, quicksand, 4 multi-balls, etc. And we added the artwork to it and released the first version of the game, and then eventually went back to it and added the 4th Ball Afterlife, the Blacklight mini game, Roam the Desert mini wizard mode, etc. and released what is known today as the premium version of Sands of the Aton. So if it wasn't for Dead Flip's video and obviously JP Salas, there would be no Sands of the Aton, and there would also not be a Nosferatu 1922, which was my first solo table which I built from scratch in about 60 days to release at Halloween 2023. And there would be no Nevermind the Bollocks, which was more of an art project than a pinball table. And there would also be no Horde. And it's funny because Joe Kamenko said at the homebrew judging at Pinball Expo 2025, people ask him all the time, how do you become a pinball designer? And he always answers, well, you get a piece of paper and you get a pen and you're a pinball designer. And it's actually kind of true. This hobby and everything in it, from playing to designing to repairing, is you learn it by doing it. And JP Salas would totally agree with that. But it is because of great tools like Dead Flip's YouTube video on how to make your own pinball machine that got me putting shapes and bumpers on a digital playfield. So I am forever indebted to that guy. I just love you, brother, and I wish you a speedy and full recovery. I can't wait to see what you come up with next. Cheers, DT out.